Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this simple bralette top. It's very quick and beginner friendly, so if you're interested in this, make sure to watch until the end. Alright, let's get right into the video. So for this top, we're going to use between half a yard or 1 yard of fabric, depending on your size. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to fold it like that into a triangle. And then we're going to be getting our shoulder to under bust measurement. Mine is 13 1/4. And because this top is not beginning directly on the shoulder, we're going to be subtracting 3 inches from that measurement. So that's going to be 10 1/4 for me. So we're going to be using that as the length, but then we're going to be adding 1 inch of sewing allowance. So it's going to bring us to 11 1/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark 11 1/4. As you can see, I'm just doing that in a circular way. And so after that, I'm just going to cut that out. And so we're going to be using this piece to come up with 3 other pieces. So we shall be having 4 pieces in total. 2 of them will be the lining pieces and 2 of them will be the main pieces. So as you can see, I've already finished doing that. So face them right sides facing each other, as you can see in the video. And then next, we're going to be cutting out the straps. So for my straps, I'm going to cut out 2 pieces that are 34 inches long and 1.5 inches wide, just like you see in the video. And so as you can see, those are 2 different pieces. One will go on each side. And then for that lower belt, it's going to be 34 inches on fold as well, which brings us to 68 inches when it's not on fold. And then for the width, that's going to be 5 inches. So we're going to first put this belt aside, and then we're going to move on to the straps. So for the straps, you can either fold it like this with the wrong sides outside and then stitch it along that end and then flip it to the right side, or you can just fold it in like this, as you can see in the video, and then just top stitch it. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. As you can see at this point, I've already finished top stitching it, and that's what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to place the straps just like that and then sandwich it. Don't forget that the pieces are right sides facing each other. So again, right sides facing each other, we shall just place the piece at that point and then pin it down into position. After we're done with that, we shall be stitching it along those points on both of the pieces. We shall be leaving the lower part open. As you can see at this point, I've already finished doing that. And I used 0.5 inches of sewing allowance. As you can see at that point, I'm just notching the sharp corners before I flip it to the right side. So we shall just do that, flip it to the right side for both pieces, and then just go and press it using a flat iron. So after we're done with that, at the bottom, we're going to be stitching 2 lines of loose stitches, and that's in order to create gathers. We shall be doing that on both sides to create the gathers. As you can see in this next clip, I've already finished doing that. That's a close-up of the 2 stitch lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the 2 threads at the top. So I'll separate the threads like that, leave the bottom ones, and then pick the ones at the top and just keep pulling on them like that till I create the gathers to the desired length. So as you can see, I've already finished doing that. The desired length for each is 8.6 inches, which I got by dividing the under bust circumference by 4, and I added 1 inch for an overlap. So at the center there, I'm going to mark 1 inch, which is representing my overlap, and then I'm going to place the piece at that 1 inch mark and then create my overlap, and then I'm going to pin them down together like that. So that's basically what it's going to look like. Moving on, we're going to work on our belt. And by the way, you can make yours longer or shorter depending on your preference. We're going to fold in the right side like that. Make sure the right side is inside and the wrong side is outside. So when you put it on fold, we're then going to find the midpoint of the belt by folding it into 2. And then we shall be just notching that point at the open side, right? Not the part that's on fold, but the one that's open. And so after notching it, we shall just pin it like that and open it up. So from the center, we're going to measure 7.6 inches, which is a quarter of my under bust measurements. We shall measure 7.6 inches on both sides of the center. So generally, the distance between those 2 points will give you half of your under bust circumference. So we're going to be stitching from this point, but make sure to leave 1 inch away from that point, and then you start stitching up to the end. Make sure the right side is inside and the wrong side is outside. So we just close it off like that. Then same thing on the other side. At that exact point, we're going to leave 1 inch away from it and then start stitching and continue all the way to the end and then close it off. And then that center part will be left unstitched. Moving on, at this point I've already finished doing that. I've just notched the sharp corners, as you can see. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be flipping it to the right side. So as you can see, I'm just flipping it to the right side. At this point, I've already finished doing that. Make sure to iron it and fold. So we're going to choose what side is going to be the back side and the front side. For the belt, this is going to be my back side, and then this will be the front side. For the bra, this will be the back side and then the front side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first notch the center of my bralette. And so I'm just going to do that and then notch it just like you see in the video. So I'm going to be matching the notches from the belt and the bralette. So we're going to face the back of the belt to the back of the bra just like you see in the video. Then remember the points we marked earlier. We're going to be placing the end of the bra at that point on one side, and then also on the other side we shall match the point that we marked to the end of the bra, and then also the centers will be matched. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew it separately like that. As you can see, I've already finished doing that. So remember the 1 inch I told you to leave after the marked point. That's basically it, and it helps you while you are stitching the pieces together, just giving you room to stitch easily. As you can see, it's also on the other side. I don't know if you can see clearly, but that was a 7.6 inch mark, and then the 1 inch that I left before stitching, and that's the same on both sides. Anyways, after that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just be bringing the other piece, and then we shall be using it to cover up the stitches by folding it in like that, and then we shall be top stitching it all the way. As you can see, at this point I'm already finished with that, and the top is basically done. For the wrap shorts or skirts, make sure to watch the previous tutorial that I put up on my page. Anyways guys, if the video was helpful, make sure to leave a like and a comment. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel in case you like such content. Alright guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.